incredible how the power numbers for the Guardians have made a big jump, and especially at home. And you triggered me onto something yesterday when you said the home road splits for the Guardians home runs
they're
this
pretty
year
stark.
have been crazy. And it's not just the Guardians. Steve, take the graphic full. This season, Progressive Field has seen the 6th most home runs of any ballpark in baseball. Now, it's not exactly apples to apples. There have been more home games at Dodger Stadium and Minute Maid Park than there has been at Progressive Field, but there have been 61 home runs at Progressive Field this season. I did some digging and tried to find, and this is from Ballpark. I want to give exact credit to where it's from. This is from onlyhomers.com/ballpark tracking data, which then I confirmed with StatMuse. So I'll check 2 places. I didn't want to do all the math. It would have taken too long. Steve, take the next graphic. This is from 2024. In 2023, this didn't seem right to me, but 2 websites said the exact same thing. Only 54 homers were hit at Progressive Field last year, which doesn't seem reasonable or possible, but 2 websites said it, so that's kind of what I'm going with. What has changed at Progressive Field, and is it replacing the cargo containers in right field? That has allowed...
That's by both teams, right?
Once again, I checked on StatMuse and onlyhomers.com. They both had the exact same data.
Yeah, that'd be good for both teams.
Wait a minute. You said up until this point, they had 54 home runs in Progressive?
No, this is last year.
That was last year.
Total?
Yeah.
Yes. According to...
That seems hard to believe.
Like I said, I checked 2 websites. They had the exact same for all 30 teams. So
that's 1 home run, 2 out of every 3 games.
Yeah. Which seems wrong
for both teams combined.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems great.
I mean, look at how low the Guardians' home run total last year was.
Yeah, but
Right.
still.
But they still that
54, only 54
That can't
home
be right.
runs happened in Progressive
there's
Field
no way
last
that
year?
can be right because the Guardians hit how many home runs last year?
120.
Even if they only hit, how could fit? How could they only,
Listen, once again.
but take those out because that
So
can't be
drop
right.
that one, Steve. Go back to this year's.
There's no way that can be right.
61 is right because I went back and it was much easier to look at 24 games as opposed to 81. Has Progressive Field turned into a hitter's ballpark?
I think Progressive Field has always been somewhat of a hitter's park.
It's always been described to me as a true park, as fair.
So neutral weather effects.
Taking
those things out, I don't.
Okay, so a couple things on that. Number one, the ball travels better in the warmer weather. It doesn't typically, the ball doesn't travel as well in April and May in Cleveland in that park. Now, we've had much better weather than we normally do both months. So I think that may play a factor. To your point, though, about the shipping containers, I actually asked that. I was talking to somebody there, and they did a study before they took them out, before they went with this. They did a study, and the study revealed that what they planned to do was going to have no impact. Now, doesn't mean the study was accurate. I'm just telling you, they did take this into effect of it would change the ball flight and carries and all that. And what I was told was that it was not going to have an impact.
Why? I wonder how you do that study. You'd have to study it in different weather conditions.
Well, I mean, there's ways to draw models
and
project. You can look at the wind over time.
Okay.
You know, there's math behind it, and I'm sure that they can. It's
that's
way above my pay grade.
That sounds like it's still too many variables, though.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the accurate numbers from last year.
I know it ain't.
So I don't know how much it's changed.
It felt wrong, but like I said, 2 different sites backed it up.
But it can't be because the Guardians hit even as little the home runs as they had.
No, I agree. I'm telling you, it didn't seem right.
That's probably how many they hit at Progressive Field. Maybe I don't know. Can't be both teams. It's just not possible. But I don't. Even 1 year couldn't really prove that. Thank you, Jason. That the shipping containers make a difference. But just from the eye test, it does seem like the ball's been carrying better early this season. But as Jason said, it might have nothing to do with the shipping containers. It might just be we've had a warmer than normal April and May.
It's the cold, heavy air.
Right.
Hasn't been there.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever it is, it's making me look like a genius.
Because the ball does carry far. How many times have you heard Hammy say or Matt Underwood say in June or July that's a home run? You know,
right?
Yeah.
And it's not in April and May. And this year we've had June and not July. We've had June weather on a lot of those days in April and May. We've had cold days. We've had a lot of warm days too.
No, we had way more warm days. It's just been more rainy. That's all.
Yeah, that 54 is the amount of home runs the Guardians hit last year at home. How many home? But the Guardians have hit. They're averaging about 1.3 home runs. How many home runs do the Guardians have this year? Do you know at home?
At home?
Yeah.
No, not specific.
I can tell you.
Though.
Hold on. 54.
I can find the split.
The Guardians have hit 33 home runs at home. Okay? So here's the deal. Last year, the Guardians hit 54 home runs at home for the entire season. This year, they have 33 already, and we're not even at the 1/3 pole.
So that 54 was just their home runs.
54 was just the Guardians' home runs. So the Guardians hit 54 home runs at home last year. This year, they're on pace to hit over 100 at home. Or about 100. No, I shouldn't say over. How many home games have they played? They've played 24 home games. So that's less than a third. Yeah. So they're on pace for over 100. They're on pace to about double their home run total at home. So whether that's the shipping containers, whether that's let me look at the how many home runs did you say they've hit
this
total
year?
at Progressive Field? Both teams?
61.
61. So their opponents have hit 22. So that's not an outrageous number.
No.
So I don't know if it's the shipping containers or if it's really just that the Guardians have had better weather and that they've hit for more power this year. In fact, they've hit in April they had 27 home runs. Oh, that's not a home road split, but anyway.
It's probably a little bit of everything.
They're hitting way. I mean, the numbers are way up. They're going to double probably, or they're on pace to double their home run total at Progressive Field from last year, which is pretty big difference. But I would say that at this point, I'm not ready to say it's the shipping containers have anything to do with it. I'll give credit to the hitters and the good weather that we've had so far this season.
Fair enough.
And Tyvus.
And Tyvus for predicting that they would hit it on home.
Always got to credit Tyvus. He's the spark plug for every sporting team in the city of
I
Cleveland.
wonder if P.J. Walker can hit a curve.
No chance.
Well, right now he's got time to find out.
By the way, there's been this stupid debate by a lot of the national shows lately about whether basketball players could play football better or football players could play basketball.
No.
Here's what I know. None of them could play baseball.
This is true.
That's a fact.
Jameis.
What's that?
Jameis Winston.
No.
He was
Kyler
like an
Murray.
All-American.
Russell Wilson. You ain't pick him up in fantasy?
No, Russell Wilson couldn't play in Major League Baseball.
Kyler Murray, he could.
Maybe.
He's
Could
a
he play
top
in the
10 he's a
majors?
top
He was
10
a raw
pick.
guy.
Drew Henson.
Kyler Murray was a
barely
top
made it
10
to the
pick in the
majors.
Major League
But
Baseball
he
draft.
made it.
Yeah, but I had like 20 at-bats in the majors or whatever.
He made it.
Did
Kyler Murray was
did
the eighth
Kyler
overall
Murray
pick.
make
Yes.
the right decision?
He got $250
football
million
over
guaranteed,
baseball.
Yeah, because he's a quarterback. If you played any other position, I would have played baseball.
Yes.
But
Did
quarterback.
Bo Jackson make the right decision?
Bo could have been a Hall of Famer at either sport, probably.
Did Deion make the right decision?
Deion was okay at baseball.
Yeah. He just had his speed.
Yeah.
Ricky Williams played minor league baseball.
That's right, he did.
Did he really?
Yep.
In fact, he played for the team that I did play-by-play for the year before I got there.